Hey everyone, okay, so this is going to be a slightly fun tutorial. As you know, throughout YouTube, and I try and be as honest as I can about products. Sometimes I really love them, sometimes I'm okay with them, and sometimes they leave me highly disappointed. I have to be honest and say that sometimes the things that I say have got me into a little bit of bother. Not going to fib. I have been summoned to many a meeting with people and been whacked across the knuckles and told shh. So I'm going to, and I certainly won't be naming any companies or anything like that, but I'm just going to talk slightly about some of the things that I've heard. Now, everything I say, and I have made mistakes, believe me, I've made mistakes. Now, when I reviewed some Hourglass products, I said that the foundation, I was having trouble with it, it wasn't covering redness. I didn't really test run it the way that I should have, and I absolutely should have test run it because it's a fantastic foundation. I've learned how to use it, and I really didn't give it the time period that I needed, and for that, I can only apologize. But I didn't say anything bad about them. They're a great company, and I paid for the products myself, but they are lovely and the foundations are wonderful, so I'm really impressed with those. But there are times when companies release stuff and they use such nonsense language and they claim so much that it irritates me so badly, because I want to believe, just like the rest of us, I really want to believe that this product is going to do it, and they just fib. And while I was summoned to a little meeting, I had the chance to ask all these questions, and I never had them answered. I'm going to tell you, I never had them answered. And I will tell you some of the most ridiculous things I've heard. One of them was that, well, we have crushed rose petals in our products. And I was like, well, okay, why? And they said, well, because it adds to all the antioxidants. I'm like, no, it doesn't. Not crushed rose petals don't add to antioxidants. It's crushed rose petals. If you're talking about an extraction process, oh yeah, that's what I meant. Well, then say that. But you were saying that there were crushed rose petals in the product. And I'm confused. And then we got onto the topic of fragrance, and I was like, well, you charge a really high premium for your stuff, but they are loaded in fragrance. And the response was, well, women want fragrance. And I said, okay, but have you asked if women would prefer a product that was beneficial to their skin as opposed to the fragrance, which is a #1 irritant to the skin? Fragrance is the #1 cause of skin reactions and problems. No comment. They didn't have any comment at all. And this was my meeting and meetings with I was constantly banging my head against the wall. And it's funny because I heard that this company had launched some brand new products. These were the best products you've ever seen in your whole life. Honestly, they were. And while I was looking at them, they were gonna renew your skin so you look 12 again. And I was saying, okay, that's great. Where's the sunscreen? And they, what do you mean? Well, where's the sunscreen? They didn't have a sunscreen at all in their whole line. And they're talking about these products being the most advanced anti-aging when there's no sunscreen, which is the #1 cause of premature aging and skin damage. And I'm thinking, are you mental? It's just, I do wonder, I wonder sometimes myself, if I could do it all again, would I do it differently? Would I be less vocal? And I'd be honest, sometimes I think yes, I would. Because I think if I was less vocal, I would probably be surrounded by stuff that was given to me for review. But I find it hard work sometimes, because I don't believe that anything I say is so inaccurate. There are times that I say things wrong, and I'm happy to correct myself. But when companies are claiming things that they cannot back up, it shouldn't be allowed. It really shouldn't be allowed. We shouldn't be mesmerized by ridiculous jargon and nonsense scientific research that's done by the company that produced the product. If your product is so good, then open it up and let other people review it, and do it double blind so that nobody can fake it. It's just, the things, you would be surprised and shocked at the things I've heard. It never ceases to amaze me, the things that people come out with and companies come out with, and then I get an email or I get a phone call and I get, all this kind of nonsense. And I think, well, I didn't say anything that was wrong. Disprove it to me, prove that I'm wrong, because I'm happy to go on YouTube and say, look, I was wrong. But I'm not. Well, I am wrong sometimes, but most of the time I'm just waiting for the information. I'm still waiting for a phone call nearly a year on after I mentioned a product that was, and that is still a problem to me, which I can't talk about anymore. I cannot even speak of it. And I think, well, you know, then give me the information and I'll correct it. No, we'd rather just sweep it under the carpet and pretend it didn't exist. So there you go. Little rant. Why not? Why not, eh? I wish I could. Oh, I'll tell you something. You wouldn't believe the amount of, and I got a little slap across the knuckles, so I couldn't even post this video. There is a blush out there that is very, very nice. Makes your cheeks all sheer and glowy. It's slightly liquidy. Won't say any more. That is the exact product that a German company makes for their airbrush. It's exactly. There's nothing else in it. It is identical. Identical. It does anger me because there's so much I have to say and want to say, and I'm just like. So anyway, thanks for listening. Thank you. Bye bye. Bye bye.